Hello there and welcome back to my channel. So, what am I going to talk about this week? Well, that is the big question. What I thought I'd talk about this week is something that keeps me going. Now, I know in my videos in the past I'll have mentioned this probably dozens of times, but I'm going to come back to it now because it's important. Well, it's important to me anyway. Maybe it's important to you too. Who knows? Regardless, point being, I was having a bit of a low day the other day, and I was having a lie down on the bed, doing an idle flick through social media, doom scrolling like I keep promising myself that I won't do. I caught myself at a bad time. It's one of them. And I wish I could remember for the life of me what the post was that I saw, but I can't. But the music that was attached to said post, which again I can't remember, it was one of those moments where the hairs stand up on the back of your neck, you know, where it really hits you. And that made me feel like, almost like I'd been injected with something. Not that I know what that feels like, but you know what I mean. It was like a dopamine hit. And so I thought, okay. And I decided to have a day of listening to music, an afternoon listening to music, so coming off the social media and just having a leaf through my not inconsiderable CD collection that's on my laptop, and literally just picking my favourite songs from albums. Now, it's not often that I do that. I tend to listen to albums. If I'm going to listen to something, I will listen to a whole album. I don't like picking out individual songs particularly, but I felt on this day I needed it. So that's what I did. And there were sad songs, happy songs, energetic songs, slow songs. And I tried to create a kind of playlist that kind of ebbed and flowed. And it got to a point where each song hit me harder than the last one. And so I had continuous, near enough goosebumps. And I don't know if anyone else has this. This might be just as an effect of my meds or my head, whatever. But a tingle. I don't mean brain zaps, because I know what brain zaps are. I experience those anyway. If I don't take my meds, I get little zaps of feeling in your head, and it's not good. But I was getting like real rushes of what I presume was dopamine, or I'm having a moment, happy chemicals, basically. Good chemicals, like it felt like there was a syringe going off inside my head that was just going and bringing my mood up. And even the sad songs were causing these releases, if you like. And it really helped pull me out of my funk. Now, as you're probably aware at this point, I don't smoke. I've never smoked. I'm anti-drugs, never taken drugs, and I've been sober for over 3 years now. So I don't have any kind of substance abuse in my life, if that's what you want to call it. I don't rely on any substances apart from Monster. I have a can of Monster every day. That's my little treat to myself, because I feel like if I don't have something that I look forward to on a daily basis, then I feel like I'm going to go mad. So maybe I've got a caffeine addiction or a sugar addiction. Who knows? But I haven't got anything else. And so to experience those bursts of good feeling was so alien to me, and it was so good. And it was songs, like I said, that I knew, and they all hit me for different reasons. Some of them were happy, some had good memories attached, some had heart-wrenching memories attached. But they all released something which made me feel something. And as you might well also know, I am on a medication called venlafaxine, as well as mirtazapine. And they, especially venlafaxine or Venacon, it cuts your emotions down. So basically, you should stop feeling negative emotions. But at a cost of you don't feel the good emotions either. You end up just becoming very much grey. Now, I have found that if you fall past that grey zone, then you fall hard. But if you go up past that big grey zone, then you really, it's like almost like a high. And that's pretty much what I was experiencing at that point. Now, I don't know if that's simply because my body hadn't been producing these happy chemicals for a while and I wasn't used to it, and so my body just all of a sudden had this new thing and whooshed me up. But it did really help. And I know I'm not the only one that's positively affected by music in this way. I think, not to sound too much like I'm blowing my my trumpet here, but being part of the alternative scene, so to speak, you know, rock, metal kind of side, a lot of us feel music very deeply, and I think a lot of the people that watch this will be possibly parts of that scene in some respect as well. And what I would say is, if you don't do this already, I mean, it does make some kind of sense to listen to happy stuff if you're feeling down. Personally, I prefer to listen to something that relates to what I'm feeling. I don't want the opposite, because if I'm feeling down, listening to something happy, it just pushes that happy away from me, because I feel it sounds pretentious and it sounds sarcastic, and so that doesn't help. That makes me worse. Where if I feel something, if I listen to something that's, if I'm in a sad mood, then I listen to something sad, and I feel like it relates to me, and so that can give me that little bit of a push up in the right direction. If I'm angry, if I listen to something else angry, it feels like something's relating to me, and therefore it can help my mood. Now, that doesn't always work either, obviously, but by having this playlist that I put together, as I said, it ebbed and flowed between the musical styles. So I'd have not just sad songs, but maybe a heavy song with sad kind of lyrics. I'd have a quiet, uplifting song, a heavy, uplifting song. So we'd go through different spectrums of light and heavy music with light and dark themes. And I think the constant shift between the two created a kind of overall lift in my mood. So I wasn't feeling like anything was pretentious. I felt like it was something simultaneously, for the want of a better word, sympathising, but then also encouraging a push forward. And like I say, to other people it may be common sense to listen to these kind of songs, but for me it isn't. You know, I don't, as I say, I don't just listen to music for the sake of it, or just to put it on in the background. You know, when I listen to something, I want to really feel something, and this really helped. So what I would say is, do that. Don't just listen to happy songs. If you're feeling down, don't just listen to happy stuff. Space it out. Listen to some heavy stuff, because heavy stuff, not necessarily fast, but heavy stuff, there's a lot of feelings of power in there, and that can be very positive. Fast stuff, it's aggressive, and that can help get you over kind of sadder stuff. Not necessarily violent, but aggressive. It can pump you up. And obviously you can mix and match, but I definitely encourage you to do that. As I say, it worked wonders for me the other day, and it's something that I will definitely go back to. I haven't listened to music for a couple of days now, which is unusual for me, I'll be honest, but I have been busy recording and editing stuff, so I'm still busy this month with my videos, so that's good. But I do intend to continue pressing forward with my musical quest at some point as well. I even thought about going back and doing album reviews again. So I've got a couple of questions for you here. Number one, would you like me to start doing album reviews again? And if so, are there any specific albums you want me to look at? And number two, would you be interested in seeing my playlists? Now, I don't use Spotify because, like I say, I buy all my music. Call me a mug if you like. I like supporting the artists where I can. So, would you like to know what was on the playlist, or would you like me to create a playlist that's similar? So those are my questions to you. And if you can just drop something in the comments, perhaps, then we'll see what we can do. But yeah, I'm actually not in a bad place at the moment. I'm not in a good place, but I'm not in a bad place. I'm certainly better than I was the other day, and I do have music to thank for that. So, until I see you next, take care of yourselves and you have a good one.